I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing, you've got nothing. I'll keep.
Hi guys, welcome to another Crypto EMC episode in the Trade for a Living podcast. Let's move this thing a little bit to the side and let's get nice and comfy. So looking at Bitcoin for the week, the beginning of the week I came out and I gave you guys this analysis on YouTube, basically marked out the supply and demand zones and explained to you guys that the price will probably go and push up to this first zone, which it did. It pushed up to that first zone. And then from that point onwards, also said that there's going to be additional zones coming our way. And subsequently, we are moving down. And for those that's been watching on the HODL feed, for your big investment portfolio, I also explained to you guys that I'm expecting Bitcoin to try and go to at least 54, 51-ish. So there's still a room for this short to, to work out. But for every retrace, there's always a bounce. For every bounce, there's always going to be a retrace, so the market does not go anywhere in a straight line. There's always going to be these dips, and this is what is the biggest allure for any trader is, do we go long today, seeing that there is a potential for a retest on these highs? And what do you do in that instance? Because this is a problem. So what do we do with Bitcoin at 56K? I think it's a fair question for today. Let's head over to the comments real quick. Let's just see we've got Renee, Altec Codes, Tian, all the guys in the morning. So good morning to you guys and everybody else joining in from all the various feeds. Please do me a solid, share the content, retweet the content. If it brings any value to your day, and that will let me know what I'm doing is worth my and your time. As a quick reminder, videos brought to you by my main channel sponsor, Prime XBT. So if you want to support the channel as well, open your own Prime account, links in the video description, and you can come and trade CFDs with me. Now, Wednesday being my trading day, where I trade publicly within the Discord. Whatever we're going to be saying this after this stream, I'm going to be going live in Discord as well, and there's many ways that you can go and join that. But now let's first do a little bit of TA before we talk about those things again. So if we look at this nice sell-off that we have, I'm going to go into the 15-minute time frame because that is typically where I like to trade off. We added, I think on Tuesday, we added additional zones. And I explained to you guys that there's the divergence, market is moving down, and we could potentially keep on driving a little bit lower. So where we are now, in the simplest terms, if you start looking at the RSI, there's potentially room for a little bit more move. Price will try and go and retest the previous support. And it's at that stage you can clearly see that we will have our first hidden bearish divergence, which tells me that we could potentially still go make a lower low or have a scenario where we're going to try and go long at the 50% of the wick, which means 56.2 could potentially be a nice short, a long scalp for me. Meaning I'm looking at that as a nice long scalp buy zone. And I'm expecting if price drives up a little bit higher, that would be a nice short sell zone. So I'm just going to mark them as supply zones. So whatever strategy you're using, whatever way you're looking at technical analysis, this would be typical good areas for the market to either sell off a little bit further or bounce on a little bit higher. Now, retail loves to do this, and I always say that we need to know what retail does or what retail looks at, because they're our opponents. We want them to lose in the end of the day. And you can see from a retail point of view, momentum is speeding up. So retail will start getting cautious here. So this is a potential for a bear trap. What do I mean by bear trap? Well, the market gets to this point, and then shakes into that zone, confuses retail for a moment, and then falls down lower. So typically that is why I am still holding off on going short right now. Let's just bring that box back, holding short, going, oh, come on, stop deleting the box, delete the line, because we don't have that hidden bearish divergence just yet. So waiting for that bear trap at around 57. And then from that point onwards, let's see if the market turns around. Going long, if the market wants to at this stage try and test this area, I'll be very skeptic on going long. I would want to see the market first, trap the bears before we go and try and take out the bulls. And then I would love to see that the market does give me a scenario where price starts trading in this box. It needs to trade in this box with the RSI staying higher, so that I can have a bit of a strong bullish divergence. Why do I want to see strong bullish divergence? Well, guys, when you trade, you need to make an excuse. You need to have an excuse to enter the market, and you need to have an excuse where to invalidate whatever setup you're going to be using. So if I don't have some sort of a technical analysis reason behind this, I'm just guessing. And at the end of the day, that does not make for a really good risk management plan, because you don't have any variables or any data points to end up on where you should be entering and where you should be exiting. So just remember that as a golden rule. Always have a setup. Wait for your setup, irrespective of the feeling or whether you're right or wrong. Now, as an alternative for the rest of you guys, if you want to try and simplify things, the buddy indicator has been performing really well. If you look at from where we were yesterday, the buddy gave us an S2 short zone, so price went into the sell zone beautifully. The sell zone is between the orange and the blue lines. Remember, it plots these lines as that candle closes. So you would have gone short there on the buddy indicator, look within that sell zone there. There you go. TP or your stop needs to be above the red line. And in addition to this, it started throwing out the short scalper as well, meaning that everything is aligned for a nice short long term, for a scalp short momentum from the 15 minutes. So you would have entered right there, and it would have held you into the short right at that stage. So it's not a big move, but remember the trailing stop that is built in there means that you can keep that short for as long as you want until it gets above that trailing stop. So on two different ways, two different strategies, you could have been in a nice short zone. It also gave an S3 setup, basically that says that here you can add to your short, which the market didn't go and tag, just missed it. Sometimes that does happen. So sadly, that's an opportunity missed. But later during the night, and this is the beauty of having an indicator, because it never sleeps. It just keeps on crunching the numbers. It gave you another S2 short zone there, stop above that area, TP1, 2, and 3. And that is a 1 to 10 setup. So at this stage, you would be already, even if you didn't take your take profits, you'd be really up. You know, if you risked $100 there, you'll be sitting with about $1,500 in clean, easy profit. Okay, so the buddy indicator is performing really well, and everything that aligns in with us, the market is getting nice, and the momentum is nice. Now, I said earlier, I said bear trap, and I was explaining to you guys now that I feel like the market's going to try and do this. And you can see that we were trending red bodied candles. If the buddy indicator colors the candles red, means that you've got a strong bearish trend you can hold. And you can see now that the buddy indicator is moving into a light blue candle system. So it's telling you that it is trying to either retrace for continuation, or the momentum is slowing down and it's shifting into potentially a bottom. Okay, which means it makes sense that I'm hunting for a long, or I'm hunting for a bear trap, depends on whichever direction the market's moving, because it is now losing momentum in that sense. So that's it. That's nice confluence for what we are looking at. Okay, so that's everything on Bitcoin today. So for me in the Discord, I'm going to go live with everybody pretty soon, and we're going to wait for either a nice short area there. We'll have a formal setup that I will share in the Discord, and I'll have a formal setup that I will share in the Discord for the long, if that then happens as well. Many ways that you can get there, guys. So you can go to the Discord, link in the video description, and you can actually just go and get yourself a free trial, compliments of Prime XBT. All you need to do is just open a Prime XBT account, deposit some trading capital in there, and then claim your access by sending me your Prime XBT user ID. Simple as that. Once everything is done, you will have a Discord role granted to you that puts you into the private group where everybody is there. Giants already waiting for the live trading session. And in addition to this, also it will give you access to this little tab here where you can request your buddy indicator access. Completely part of the deal at no price or at no cost to you. Then there's an alternative way that you can do as well. You can get your Bybit bot access as well. So you can go and click on that, open your Bybit account, funded with at least $100. And if Bybit approves you with the Bybit UID, you'll get a Bybit role, which would then again also make this channel available. the Get Buddy indicator, you'll actually have access, and you can send me your TradingView username and you can get access to the Buddy indicator. Yet again, at no cost to you guys, as simple as that. So please do make sure that you take full advantage of all these things. Okay. As for comments, I had a comment in the on the feed a while ago, and I quickly want to just address that. And the question was from Vitali. On the Buddy indicator, if you have a signal on S3 on a power candle for continuation, but the same candle gives you an S2 signal of a pin bar reversal, which strategy has a priority, S3 or S2? Now, in theory, Vitali, that cannot happen because a power candle can never be a pin bar candle. So I don't know exactly which scenario you're referring to, but in reality, you can have an S2 and you can have an S3 before that. And typically, this is scenarios where that can happen. Why? Because if the market is manipulated, this could almost have been a power candle. If that went past that area, that would have been a power candle. Then you would have had a power candle, an S3. You would have had a doji, and then an S2. So what I tend to do is especially when it comes to indicators like any indicator for that matter, anything is, do not give this thing too much value. You act on what the setup is providing, knowing that statistically it's in your advantage, that over time it will work. Think of it like a casino, and there's many slot machines. You get to play every machine, or you get to choose which machine you want to play. In reality, does that ever really increase your odds? No, because as soon as you choose, you bring in more variables. If you take every machine and you just play it, the main odds come into play, and that's it. And you'll have a better chance. That's why people tend to stick onto one machine. Doesn't necessarily mean in the casino scenario that you're going to be making money. The odds are always weighted in the house, but here you get to weight the odds in your favor with all these strategies performing at around 60-65% accuracy, meaning 65% of the time they work. And the risk to reward ratio for when they work is so much greater that if you have one S2 and you take it to TP3, you will have enough spare change to take 10 S2s and have them all fail and then be at break even again. That's the power of having a really good risk to reward ratio. And with this being on a 60% ratio, I mean, if I do get these false positives like an S2 that stopped me out and then another S2, I don't sweat too much. Let the market do its thing. Let the indicator do its thing. Don't overthink it. Don't give it too much value. It's just an indicator. We're not trying to analyze macro views here. We're just trying to look for a quick, easy buck to make. Okay, that's everything for me, guys. So you head over to the Discord. Links everywhere in the video description. You can come and join me, trade live with me. We're going to be going there now. You can do it via the free trial. You can do it via Bybit. You can do it various, or you can just outright subscribe. Click on the trade button, and you can get complete crypto access there as well. There's a breakdown of everything I do, weekly investment reports, altcoin charting requests, and everything we do within this group. The market tactics, where I go live every morning and give ideas and share my thoughts, education, questions, and whatever you would need in addition to that. So everything nicely, neatly there in the Discord where you can move through that. There you have it. Have a lovely day, guys. No YouTube this afternoon. Tomorrow we're going to be YouTubing again. Then we'll be looking at some more of our spot coins like Ethereum. What we can do is we can quickly just maybe spend a minute on it on the 15-minute time frame. You can see that there it gave you a nice S3. Also, the momentum was too strong, so it didn't retrace enough for the move. And there it gave you an S2, and the S2 went to TP3, no stops being hit. So also gave you a nice S3 there, didn't get the entry. And let's see what else. And it warned you, hidden bearish divergence, go short, go short. So everything is working in the right direction. The indicator is performing well. And yeah, I can't wait to get the additional setups your way. There it was trying to go short, just as in full disclosure advance. Went short, and then immediately the market turned around. And that's typical. You need to understand that any setup, any trade, anything will have its time where it's just going to cost you money. That's the cost of doing business, the cost of trading. We have it. Right, guys, thanks so much. See you in the Discord for those that are there. For those who are not, you don't have any excuse. There's no way that you can get there. Yeah, more people joining in. We're ready to go live. Have a lovely day. Keep hustling, my friends. Cheers.
I'll keep hustling.
Subscribe now.